This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Meltzer would say of this match, everyone worked hard and this was good, but not the caliber of most WWF main events. Austin and Angle in particular got huge reactions when they came out. By the way, let's appreciate what we're talking about there. A relative new guy to the company is in the same sentence as Steve Austin with crazy reactions. That's where you were at this point. Match would have been better served being a little shorter as it dragged in the middle. DDP did a diamond cutter to Angle, but Undertaker saved. Rhino accidentally gored Booker. Undertaker gave Page a choke slam, but Page got away from the last ride. So Undertaker gave referee Charles Robinson the last ride. Austin is on the floor, selling his knee big time with a fake EMT guy helping him out. For some reason, this was never acknowledged. I can't believe something so important was missed. So it appeared they now have the mindset that if they ignore important parts of the match, the fans will think, aha, the announcers aren't even talking about it, even though we are seeing it, so it must be real. They need to be thinking about the other 95% of the audience. Jericho came off the apron and knocked Rhino through the table. Jericho ended up getting hurt while Undertaker and Page brawled to the back. Guess Undertaker isn't willing to lay down, and they didn't want him around for the finish. I guess because it wouldn't look good for him to not go after Austin, and he wasn't going to be laid out. Angle slam on Bubba and ankle lock on Booker, but Booker kicked Angle off into referee Mike Chioda, so he was down. Vince grabs the WWF title belt to throw to Austin, but Shane gets the belt and hits Vince with it. Remember, Shane is representing the Alliance. Angle knocked Shane out of the ring and gave Booker the Angle slam and had him in the ankle lock. Booker was tapping, but there's no referee. So Austin made his miraculous comeback, throwing Chioda in the ring, but then he kicked Angle and gave him a stunner and put Booker on top and ordered the ref to count. The show ended with Austin in the ring drinking beer with Shane, Stephanie, and Heyman. 3.5 stars. Whew, a lot to unpack. What do you remember about this match?
I remember it was just crazy. I didn't even think about all the stuff that you were talking about. Austin being injured and them not mentioning it on TV, trying to get Undertaker out of the arena to protect them. There were just so many bells and whistles in this match. It could get quite confusing, but I thought the match was put together very well. And I thought it was, I thought that everybody performed at their very best, and it was as good as it could have been. I know that Meltzer felt that it wasn't that good, but I thought it was a 4-star match. I thought it was pretty damn good, especially with all the bells and whistles that we were going through.
It's an interesting creative decision, and it feels like the finish is what's gonna, in my opinion, is gonna turn off a lot of fans who felt like, hey man, I just bought the second biggest pay-per-view behind WrestleMania, and it's not SummerSlam and it's not Royal Rumble, but finally I'm getting this dream scenario. Even though all my stars aren't there and the build has been sort of silly and funny and haha, they kind of fucked them with this finish, did they not?
Without a doubt. Yes. That's one thing I did want to say that I didn't say before, but the finish did suck. I mean, not having the proper finish and, having Austin turn heel and
he turned heel again.
So, it was a little scary. I think Vince took a chance, and I'm not sure he hit a grand slam on this one. I think that, he whiffed pretty hard. This was an opportunity to have a great finish, very structured finish, and something that would be memorable forever. And it wasn't. The finish was crappy. It really was.
Do you remember anything in particular about the match? Like who's calling the match? Any miscommunications? Anything you wished could have happened but didn't? Anything like that?
No, I don't remember anything like that. I know that Undertaker was pretty much the one that was in control of the match. And, if anybody needed any assistance, Undertaker was there. So when he was in the ring, he called most of that match.
Talk to me a little bit about the way this thing's winding down. You guys come through the back, you're in Gorilla again, or you're in the locker room, you're in the backstage area. It's common for guys to get together and, all right, what'd you think? Hey man, good match, all that type of stuff. There is the come down after the match. We've seen it on TV at least. But in this instance, did Vince and everybody, Austin, Undertaker, was everybody like, hey man, we did it? Or people started looking around like, is that really what we should have did?
That was more of the, that was the more of the environment.
Yeah.
Did we really do the right thing? Yeah. Because it just came off as, you know, it wasn't an exciting finish. And, you know, turning Austin heel again was just ridiculous. And I just felt like that, you know, there was an opportunity to have a great finish and a very memorable one, and it just didn't happen that night. And I think a lot of talent was a little confused about it.
We've often heard people say of Vince McMahon, well, Vince doesn't sell shit. The idea being, if Vince has a bad day, if it's a bad business day, if the company's losing money, if someone's quitting, if there's chaos, whatever, Vince will not sell it. You know, if bad news comes his way, you'll never know it. In a moment like this, where maybe the trust of the talent and their confidence, maybe that's a better word, their confidence in the creative is questionable. Does Vince keep that iron chin like, nope, you just don't see what I see. We've just got to stick to it. Or can you almost see the wheel spinning in his mind? Like, fuck, that didn't go how I thought.
You know what? Honestly, you're never going to see Vince say, fuck, that didn't go off right.
Yeah.
He's pretty stubborn, and he sticks by his guns. And when he does something, he follows through with it and he backs it up. So Vince has never been sorry about anything in his life. He's always sure about what he does. There's no doubt about that.
I get it. It's a wrestling podcast, but he's saving us money on our mortgage. You really trust this process? The reviews don't lie. 5-star review after 5-star review. We make it fast, we make it easy, and it's no cost or obligation. Give us a shot to earn your business. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did, especially if you like keeping more of your own money. You don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket. So what are you waiting for? Hurry to savewithconrad.com. With Rock gone, it's obvious that you and Steve are now positioned as the two top stars of the whole thing. But I'm curious from your perspective on a night where you got a crazy reaction, the biggest reaction you've ever had. In hindsight, you have to think some of that is probably because, well, I was teaming with Austin, the biggest guy in the business. So he's so over that by de facto, if I'm rubbing up against him, I am too. But now he is clearly on the other side. So in a cool way, you're now the top guy representing the WWF. And I would think that a guy like yourself is like, oh, that's great. I'm the top dog. But on the other hand, it's like, well, shit, I just got my biggest reaction and now I'm against him. How can I recreate that? How can I still be the baby face? How can I make sure they want to cheer or they want to boo the most cheered and celebrated guy ever? Is that added pressure to you or a welcome challenge?
It was a welcome challenge. There's no doubt about that. And added pressure as well, because, you know, Austin turning and me having to be the top baby face in the company. And I was in there less than 2 years in the company. I mean, you know, in the most important storyline in the company's history, and I'm the top baby face and facing Austin. I was scared to death, but, you know, was I comfortable? No, I wasn't by any means, but I had to be comfortable because it's an opportunity that only happens once in every 2 lifetimes.
Right.
You know, you're being handed the top babyface in the company role against the most popular wrestler of all time, and you're being told that you're the man now, and you got to follow through with it. If you're not comfortable and confident with it, you're gonna end up losing, and you're gonna lose everything. So I had to be comfortable, and I had to do what I had to do to make myself as successful as I could.
Let's
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.